got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your crowds are rising, hearts are climbing, green flag waving, no more hiding. Feel the fire, hit the gas. Another week, another chance, 'cause we race like there's no tomorrow. Speed and pride, we never borrow. Side by side till the sparks fly back. You want the glory, earn your track. From the open laps to the victory lane, we chase the thunder, outrun the rain. Strap in tight, no turning back. See you on the track. National velocity, racing league. Do you have what it takes to run against the best? Do you have what it takes to run against the best?
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Motormouth Broadcasting, and welcome in to round 3 of Season 5 of the CNC Homes Truck Series here, brought to you by Maximum Velocity Racing League. Hamish Runner here with you, to be joined by Wesley Outland here this evening as we come out to Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It's going to be an all-in scenario where drivers are going to decide if they're going to fold them or if they're going to hold them this evening as we go racing for what is bound to be a spectacular event tonight across the first 2 rounds already. We've been racing out at Daytona International Speedway and Echo Park Speedway as well, out at Atlanta. And now we make our way over to Sin City, where pressure's going to be high for these drivers. Not only that, pressure's going to be high for everyone out there watching at home as well, because there's going to be an intensity, an aura tonight that there could be some big incidents happening. It's a fast-paced oval, it's a fast-paced speedway, high downforce scenario, but it's also one in which there's going to be a lot of pressure in terms of trying to keep these trucks on the edge of grip. The good years are really going to be stretched out tonight across the proceedings of this race, and well, it's one that I am super, super excited for. We come into Vegas, and if you've never seen Vegas before, it is a typical 1.5 mile dogleg tri-oval here out, obviously, in the deserts of Nevada. We'll often see drivers trying to cut the tri-oval just to get a little bit of better pace, especially in qualifying. We can almost see it here from the blimp shot just at the moment tonight. Strategy is going to be key as well. Tyre wear is going to be a factor this evening too. This track does not like tyres very much. In fact, it'll eat them for breakfast and then spit them out straight away. And it's one that, again, it's going to put these drivers to the sword this evening, and it's going to be one where these drivers are going to have to try and prepare themselves for what is best to go forward to. But if you haven't seen us before, you've been here for a little while and you're just joining us, or you've been hanging around just lurking in the chat with us, well, make sure to hit that like button, to subscribe as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing right here on the channel, and click the bell icon too. We've got so much racing action to come your way throughout 2026, and not just here in January, but throughout the rest of the year as well. Across the rest of the weekend, we still have action to come your way from the likes of Bite Point Racing League, and as well as OGRL for the Coffee Cup Series 2, and I2I Truck Series as well. There's so much racing action to come your way, and you got a little bit of everything for it too. Next week's, we've still got street stocks from XCal, and then the Full Throttle Nation Ultimate GT Championship 2. If you saw the action yesterday from that series out at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, you know that it was chaos personified from the Mexico City road course as well. Wesley, are you back yet, or am I still going to keep on rambling for a moment? I'm going to keep on rambling for a moment, that's fine. Well, thank you everybody for being here with us. Rhiannon's already in the chat with us as well, welcoming back myself and Wesley too, so great to have everyone with us too. Qualifying is going to have a bit of a factor tonight, obviously, and if you haven't seen the CNC Truck Series before, CNC Home Designs Truck Series before, over 50 drivers sign up on the night. Only 43 get to go racing in the end. So that's going to put some onus on qualifying this evening, as practice has got about 3.5 minutes left to run here at this stage. So there's going to be some onus on qualifying. Wesley is back in the booth with us. Wesley, we know how important qualifying's been over the last few weeks. Obviously, only 43 positions available. We've got over 50 drivers tonight. We had over 60 in the last 2 weeks attempting at qualifying. And putting that perfect lap together this evening is going to be key.
Yeah, and welcome to everybody that's joining us on, of course, Motor Mouth Broadcasting, and thank you to Hamish for just giving me a few minutes, my friend, to have a reset, dude. I've been calling basketball up and down the court for the last 4 hours, and literally walked in the door, and obviously we're getting ready for another round of winter weather. I know you're in the UK, right? So it's is it cold over there? Is it cold like it is here?
No, I'm in Australia.
You're in Australia.
So it's
You're
warm.
in Australia. Yeah,
it is warm. We have got a 34 degree centigrade day today, which is around about 70 or 80.
100 degrees, ain't it?
A bit under, about 80 to 90 Fahrenheit, roughly.
Okay.
Something like that. So.
Yeah, my brother lives in Australia. I don't know if you know where Wagga Wagga is, but he lives in Wagga Wagga, Australia. So
I do know where Wagga Wagga is. All Australians know where Wagga Wagga is. It's one of the towns with the funniest names in Australia, and it's quite well known. Randomly,
like babies, Wagga Wagga Wagga. It's Wagga Wagga.
A random point for you about Wagga Wagga. So obviously we've spoken about pro wrestling many times before here on the channel. New Japan Pro Wrestling did a show in Wagga Wagga, which is probably the most random town they could have chosen to do a New Japan show. They didn't do one in Melbourne. They didn't do one in Sydney or Brisbane. They did it in Wagga Wagga, and I just thought that was very interesting. They decided to do that. So, but yeah.
Well, listen, in any case, we're getting ready for another batch of winter weather. We've got a massive, we had an ice storm and wind and ice last week, and now we've got about 10 to 12 inches of snow officially coming this way this weekend. There is something they call the cyclone bomb. It is a nor'eastern coming off of the Atlantic Ocean, and it is hitting, and we are in the path of it. So literally we tried to finish up as much as we could with basketball tonight. So, and we're doing it again tomorrow, but getting ready for some cold winter weather, and I'm going to stay cooped indoors. But nonetheless, we're at the virtual Sim City, Las Vegas Motor Speedway is where we are for Season 5, round number 3 tonight. And obviously, we're ready to see what these guys will do here in the Maximum Velocity Truck Series presented by CNC Home Designs. And Hamish, you're punching the buttons, man. You're kind of you have ground control to Major Hamish tonight.
Yeah, I do. I mean, out of my now over 600 broadcasts, the vast majority of those have been production and commentary at the same time broadcasts. So it's probably about a 70% swing, I would say, maybe 80, maybe 60% swing of production to commentary positions. There's not many that I've done where I've been the sole producer.
Rodeo.
Not my first rodeo. No. I've been.
I got you.
I've been producing and commentating at the same time for many moons now. Just come up on 3 years actually of doing that. So yeah, I've got a lot of experience doing that. It's all good. The one downside to me right now is, we better hope that my PC doesn't decide to have a seizure on us and blink all the cars on and off the track. That's my biggest worry at this stage.
Computer issues?
Oh yeah. Hopefully they'll be getting fixed this week when I can go and buy my new CPU and my new motherboard, and then set it all up next weekend, and that should hopefully fix it for me, and then I'll be no dramas whatsoever going forward. I have noticed, Wesley, actually, just looking at the overhead here of we can see the road course within the Vegas Motor Speedway oval, obviously. It kind of looks like a miniature Willow Springs. I've never really noticed that before, but the layout is very similar to Willow Springs just a little bit. But qualifying course, one shot, one lap, one opportunity to get yourself into the race. They've got to maximize every opportunity they get tonight, Wesley, but most importantly, they have to maximize qualifying. If you're ever going to do your best possible lap, it has to be right now, because you need to put down a lap that gets you inside of the top 43. And if you put yourself on the bubble, well, you're only going to stress yourself out and risk possible disappointment come the end of qualifying, because you may be going home early.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Obviously, as you mentioned, watching these guys risk it for the biscuit, if you will, in timing and scoring going around the track right now. So all of that going on as we are trying to wrap up qualifying to set the lineup for this race. And, man, before I get any further, I just want to say, obviously, we're thinking about our buddy, Mr. The man behind Motor Mouth Broadcasting, and, of course, been able to work with him the last couple of weeks. And Mr. Jim Cunningham, I know you have as well. And obviously, Ryan, he's not available tonight, but we're gonna have fun, Mr. Hamish. We're gonna have fun steering the ship and calling the race and having a good time here, sir. So we'll see what happens. And obviously, you gotta love Vegas, man. 1.5-mile racetrack. Talk about precision banking and progressive banking and the way they get around the racetrack. And, well, there's blinking going on. Boy, I hope that goes away, my friend.
I think it should, because when we get to the actual grid of the race, we'll have less than 45 cars, and so that should be fine. It's whilst we're in qualifying and there's over 50 cars right now that they're all just going to be deciding, oh, let's just be rude and not work for Hamish tonight when he needs it to work, at his most highest moment. Not only that, I also think about Jim, because unfortunately he had to, when he came home after being out today, he had 5 minutes to prepare because the other producer unfortunately wasn't there for the Oak House Racing Series, so he had to actually still do production tonight.
Serious?
For another series. So that's a story for another day. Qualifying's come to an end. It's not showing me the bloody times at the moment, so that's fun, and it's in fact struggling to scroll.
I was going to ask you, are we have an SDK? Is SDK working?
Yeah, well, I've just reloaded it, so that should fix it up for us. So I would hope it was just, there we go. Now we got times. Okay, so Chris Howe at the moment sits pole position, 30.552. For the cutoff of P43, it's currently Tyler Hesseling. Chris Sargent has not completed his lap yet. He's only done half a lap. He has got a time on the board, though, weirdly enough, so I don't know how that works, but I don't know, figure out your way how to do lap times, Chris. Garrett Helmlinger still needs to do a lap here. So does Zachary Groover and Ryan Nardun as well. So there's currently 6 drivers who are guaranteed have already been knocked out. Kyle Brandt, Dennis Fusion, Tyler Hessling, Parker Donaldson, Rob Martin, Kyle Kabash, and now we can also knock off David Rigsby as well, who's just been knocked down by Garrett Helmlinger. He's just moved himself up into P26. He is more than safe. Nardun and Groover still need to set their laps here. They're the final 2 drivers to do it. 53 cars have attempted qualifying, so 10 drivers are going to get knocked out tonight, Wesley, from the qualification process, leaving us with 43 as we often do. Currently it is Trent Drum who is on the cutoff line. As Groover begins his lap, Nardun knocks Trent Drum out. So Trent is out of qualifying. And now for Bill, the People's Champion, he is the one under pressure, because if Groover can put this lap together and get himself in the top 43, Bill is out of tonight's race.
Hey, Hamish, can you send me your SDK link, buddy? Because for some reason...
I have done so.
Yeah, I the one that I guess we use with Jim is not working. I guess that's the one I have saved that's not working. I don't know why.
Hang on.
Oh, it's all right. We'll figure it out. We're kind of winging this as we go along, right?
Yeah, I'll put it in our broadcast chat. It should go into there. There we go. It's just gone into the.
There we go. Okay, I got it now. Yes, I got it now. All right.
So Zachary Groover has gotten into the race tonight. P40 in qualifying. Bill, the People's Champion, Trent Drum, David Rigsby, Kyle Brandt, Dennis Fusion, Tyler Hessling, Chris Sargent, Parker Donaldson, Rob Martin, Kyle Kabash, all knocked out in qualifying, and they will not be moving on to the race this evening out at Vegas here tonight for round 3 of Season 5. And again, that's what puts the onus on qualifying, is you don't know exactly how many races you're going to be doing this season, because you don't know if you're going to make it to the race until after qualifying. 100 laps this evening. Stage break is at lap 30. 80% fuel in these cars as normal. 3 sets of tyres. They're going to have to be strategic with those tyre changes though tonight, Wesley, because this track does like to eat up tyres. There are some EOLs as well for the 1, the 19, the 28, the 30, the 56, and the 77 as well, if they are participating.
You know, it's one of those places like here at Vegas, man, where it's, you know, 1.5 miles, it's precision banking, it's progressive, it's, you know, you could go 2 or 3 lanes. We could have a plethora of caution flags, cautions, break cautions, or we could have a long green flag run. You never know what the type of environment we will experience for sure. So the field is gritting. They're getting into place, as my producer, color man Hamish mentioned. The Fast 43 locked in from qualifying of the almost 53 entries. And here's the starting lineup on the pole. Christopher Howell and Justin Michael on the front row. There it is, the Daniel Defense 87 and the 88. Row number 2 will find Bentley Glazer in the 36 and William Kirk in the number 9. Row 3, as I'll introduce the top 10, we'll find Rob Haynes in the 199 and Nathan Carroll in the 63 machine. Row 4 here at Vegas will find James Lehman, the defending champion in the 50, Austin Wagner, the 42 to the outside. And Hamish, rooking up row number 5, you got Richard Holland in the 20 and Ron Mitten. He'll start in the 10th position, row 5.
Yeah, row 6 as well. We got Stove Price Jr. alongside Keaton Tripp. Great race for Keaton last week. Race winner out at Echo Park Speedway. He'll start just outside the top 10. Billy Bumgarner will start alongside Michael Milfelt Jr. here for the top 14 cars. Back towards P15, we have Grishon Elliott and Brandon Groover alongside each other for row 8 here this evening. For P17, it's Joshua Fracker alongside Austin Gaccione for the top 18 cars. And for the 10th row of the grid, Wesley, we've got Heath Smith and Jared Wishon for the top 20 cars.
Yeah, let's go to row number 11 here at Vegas, and it's going to find the driver of Tommy Cook with the number 20 white machine, John Schonbacher, right there in the number 12. Row number 12 here on the grid will show Dakota Floyd and Ryan Nardone. Yep. Row number 12. Row 13 will find Rylan Neese and Jackson Clark. If we want to speed up the rows, we can go quicker. The trucks are on the track. We're at row 14, Garrett Helmlinger and Greg Mall, Shitty Coolers, number 7. And row 15, your top 30 there, Hamish, will find Gordon Spain and Justin Ritchie, the top 30.
Yeah, making up our final 13 positions, we have Charles Woods, James J. Durr as well for P31 and 32. Riley Laverne and Joshua Motorcheck as well in behind them. We've got Jack Watts, Christopher Sprecher as well in behind those guys. CJ McLaughlin and Austin Baird for the top 38 cars. Zachary Tyler and Zachary Groover will make up the top 40 as they move back to Willie Termeyer and Kerry Cleaver for the top 42. And then rounding it out, Tyler Greneau in P43 here this evening.
Right.
We're going to hope that everyone stays nice and tidy and everyone stays nice and clean. This is only giving me a headache that this is happening right now. Thank you very much, iRacing, for being rude to me. Hopefully it all works out for us as we prepare for race start.
Yeah, tough break for drivers that were not able to start the race. I at least want to give them their due for showing up, Hamish, and that is Bill Paradise, the People's Champion. He's not starting the race. Trent Drum on the outside looking in and qualifying as well. So is David Rigsby, Kyle Brandt, Dennis Fusion, or I think it's Fusion, Tyler Hessling, Chris Sargent, Parker Donaldson, Rob Martin, Kyle Kabash. Just of the 53 drivers, 10, Hamish, have to pack up and go home. And actually, there's some names of drivers that we know that have actually ran some of the races this year that, again, just struggling in qualifying.
Yeah, they are indeed. And yeah, just struggling in that qualification process. I do want to say as well, obviously, if this doesn't sort itself out with its blinking, because right now there's not much I can do whilst we're live. If this doesn't
Let me
actually
ask you a
sort
question.
itself out.
Can we record the broadcast, have somebody record the broadcast and we voice track it later? Could we do that? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, someone can get a replay file and then send us the replay file, and we can easily do a replay broadcast if we had to. I hate having to do them, and I know Jim doesn't like us having to do it either, because obviously it's better for us to be able to do it live and do it when the race is actually happening. But I'm also of the opinion that I want us to be able to produce the best show possible as well, and I don't want to disappoint anyone by us having to call it early. It's one of the worst feelings in the world, having to call a race early. I'm going to
go down to race control real quickly. They're still making parade laps, so I'm going to let them know somebody to record it, and I'll be right back with you.
Okay.
You know, to let someone know. So,
yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, like, this is one of the difficulties that I personally am struggling with at the moment for My PC doesn't like me at the moment. Just does not like me, and it's very frustrating. And I know it's disappointing for everyone out there as well. It's disappointing for me because I have a lot of pride in my work. I have a lot of pride in trying to produce the best show possible. And when technical difficulties arise and technical difficulties take over, and there's not much more I can do outside of waiting until I can actually go and upgrade my PC in the next week. This was always going to be an outside chance that this happens.
Hamish, I'm sorry, buddy. Mr. James Lehman said if we have to go off the air, buddy, it's completely understandable. He will record he'll record the race now, and if we want to reconvene later, we'll do that.
I think we need to, because unfortunately this is not the kind of production value that we want to be able to bring, obviously, here for me as a producer, but also for Motormouth Broadcasting as well. And it's not up to the standard that it should be. With a replay broadcast, this won't be an issue for me because it's based on how the session goes. So however the session's recorded is how it will be produced, and obviously, as we can see, like this is not at the level. So we do apologize, obviously, if you're getting people's hopes up that this race would happen right now, and I'm going to apologize to Jim as well afterwards and beg him for forgiveness.
So listen, we're getting ready for another winter storm in North Carolina, my friend, so I'm going to be home if we have to voice track it tomorrow or Saturday or tonight for that matter. I know they just took the green flag, but obviously, Hamish, I know me and you want to put out a really, really good product, and I speak as a veteran broadcaster of 30 years. I'm pretty sure speaking for Jim Cunningham and Motormouth Broadcasting and for Maximum Velocity CNC Truck Series, they want to have a good broadcast as well.
They do.
And it's best for us to just let them do their deal live right now. Listen, as soon as they give us a replay, me and Hamish will get together. We'll reconvene like it's a court session, and we'll come back and we'll call this thing, and we'll let Jim know for sure. So, Hamish, I agree. That's the best call, my friend, for sure.
I agree as well. Well, we thank everyone for joining us tonight. We hope for you guys to check us out for the replay broadcast when it does go live for this race as well. We appreciate your patience, and we appreciate your understanding too in this scenario, that it's outside of our control when this does happen, and we can only apologize enough. So we'll see you guys on the replay broadcast whenever that may happen. It will happen within the next few days, I assure you. And thank you very much for joining us. We hope to see you next time here on Motormouth Broadcasting, but until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, goodbye.